Guys, welcome to the show. It's lovely to have you here today.
So,
I want to talk about a specific movie today.
and what would that be?
It is The Avengers we're going to talk about today.
Oh.
Now, The Avengers was a fantastic film. It came out last year, spring last year. And massive success. Made $1 billion in its box office release in like 2 weeks, which is unbelievable. It's now the third highest grossing movie of all time. And the highest grossing movie of any Marvel film that's been in the past. But what I want to ask is, considering its success, have Marvel and Disney got it right this time? Is this the superhero movie that all superhero movies should follow from?
Yes.
Or is,
Yes.
or is this just a one-off?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Of course. With an ending like that, you're going to have definitely a sequel. You're going to have, and you know that the next one is going to be really good from what you've seen at the end.
For those of you that don't know,
Spoiler
alert! Spoiler! Spoiler! It shouldn't be a spoiler, you should have seen this movie. There's no excuse. But Thanos turned up at the end of the Avengers, which was a great surprise for us comic book fans out there. I mean, I remember seeing it for the first time and I was like, oh my god, you know, I couldn't believe it myself.
Voice broken up.
I know, it's fantastic. But what do you think made the movie? What was the pinnacle point for the movie for you guys?
Agent Coulson's death.
Yeah?
I think he is the best character, even though he's not an Avenger. He should be.
I think Cap. Just plain and simple.
That's
Captain America
interesting.
kicked ass.
I think Iron Man.
You think Iron Man?
Iron Man.
You're one of those Iron Man, Robbie Downey Jr. fans.
Hang on, why do you think I grow the facial hair then?
Yeah, I can totally understand. I mean, there was no doubt about it. I mean, Robbie Downey Jr. is perfect for Iron Man anyway.
Yeah,
he
he is.
really has set the role. He is Iron Man. That's his, like, kind of James Bond in a way. That's his role now. I don't think
You
anyone
can't
will
really say
replace
it's
it.
like James Bond because there's been like 50 James Bonds.
Yeah, but you know when, like, somebody
There's been
is
6 or
cast...
7 James Bonds.
Yeah, but you know when somebody is cast as James
Exaggeration.
Bond, they're known as James Bond for the rest of their lives, and that is what Robbie Downey Jr. has with Iron Man. He is now considered Iron Man.
Well, I can see your point. I mean,
But,
same as hopefully Mark Ruffalo.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, I think he stole the movie for me. I really loved what they did with the Hulk, and Mark Ruffalo's performance was brilliant because he was so withdrawn and concealed in, and he got this anger in that he just wanted to push out. And
He looked really good as well.
Yeah.
He looked really good in the film.
Yeah.
Compared to all the other films that Hulk has been in, he looked really good in this one.
Plus, you've got the comics side of the Hulk as well, with his rivalry with Thor.
Mm.
Yeah, very, very cool.
Yeah.
Very funny part of the film.
I thought it was very, very good. And Industrial Light and Magic did a fantastic job with the CG. They did stuff like Star Wars. They started off with Star Wars and Lost in Space and stuff like that, and they did a tremendous job doing that. But I really thoroughly enjoyed the Hulk in this movie. And Cap, as you were saying, he was 10 times better than what he was in the last film that he was in.
Yeah, he doesn't do
Captain
well on his
America.
own, does he?
Captain America: The First Avenger. I think for Chris Evans, he had big boots to fill because he was. This is Captain America. You know, this is the American mascot that symbolises everything that America is.
I mean, not just that, but he was in the Fantastic Four as well. So a lot of people are going to be looking at it as, you were in the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
You are one of the Fantastic Four, but you are also Captain America. But
Captain America was a much better role for him
Definitely.
than the Human Torch.
I think he had a much better script to the Avengers. I think he had better lines. I think his costume was a lot better. He felt much more comfortable. He felt within it. And also as well, you've got all the others like Chris Hemsworth as Thor, and Robert Downey Jr., and Mark Ruffalo, and Scarlett Johansson, and Jeremy Renner, and they were all working together. They were all sharing the workload. One of my, I don't know whether if you agree, because you're the X-Men fan, but when I was watching the film and I was thinking to myself, why can't they do it like the X-Men? Why couldn't X-Men be like the Avengers? Rather, that's what I was trying to say.
Because Marvel didn't have enough input into the X-Men films. That was more the studios doing.
It should have been the same. But anyway. What do we think about the sequels coming up?
Going to be amazing.
Iron Man 3? is going to be the next one.
Going to be one of the best movies this year.
The trailer looks very good. I'm liking Ben Kingsley's The Mandarin. That looks awesome. But we shall see with that one. We'll be talking about the sequels in the next episode at some point. But thank you guys for talking about the movie. We were talking about the Avengers. Next up, video games and consoles. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're going to talk about video games and consoles. Now, what I want to talk about this time is the Wii U. We had it came out last year, Christmas, more or less Christmas time last year, didn't it? And is it worth buying? Is it any good? What do we think?
Very good. I'm not a Nintendo fan since the Game Boy, but I played on it and it was pretty damn awesome. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did.
I haven't played on it. I've seen a lot of reviews. I've seen a lot of good games coming out for it. I'm interested to see what the tablet's about. You know, what that's going to be like.
Oh, the tablet's very good. The tablet is
It is
very
very good.
The tablet's main use is the fact that you can use it as a separate screen. I mean, Nintendo have done well in that they've made another family console. Just like the Wii, it's brilliant. You're playing on it, your kids playing on it, say you come in, watch TV, all they do, press a button on the tablet, switch from TV to tablet, they can carry on playing. It's brilliant.
And the motion sensitive bits as well. You've actually got to move the tablet to do some stuff, and you've got to watch the screen and the tablet screen because a lot of it is multi-format. Really, really interesting.
I mean, I was very impressed with the video game library that's come out for it. They've got quite a big selection.
They had a lot
for it.
of launch releases, but the thing was they were just titles there ready. A lot of them still actually haven't come out yet.
Yeah.
As you would know, working in a game shop.
Yes, a game shop.
That's a point, Cookie.
The only game shop.
That's a point, Cookie. How well did it sell
While
while you were working a game?
It did sell actually pretty well in the first couple of days of release. Got quite a few out. The thing is, there's two versions, the white and the black version. The white version is the lower memory, so we ended up having a lot of those because everyone wanted the bigger memory. But for anyone buying one, the good thing about it is that you can add an external hard drive to it. So if you've got like a terabyte lying around somewhere, you can plug that into the site.
See, that's why I want one.
Yeah.
That's why there's no need to wait for it, because
Exactly, you can just buy the cheaper white version.
you can just buy a cheaper one, and then just if you happen to have an external, it doesn't have to be a terabyte. If it's
Right,
like
it can be-
320, that's
It can be
enough.
whatever.
And that's really handy. I mean, because I don't know whether if the Xbox does it, but I know the PS3 has trouble with external hard drives. You have to reformat everything.
Yeah, Xbox is the same.
Yeah, it can be a right pain, but I'm looking forward to this Wii U. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. I mean, Zombie U looks great. I haven't played it yet, but
it's the one reason I want to buy a Wii U. Is for Zombie.
I think it may be a flop like all zombie games.
well,
As like
it's
every
had very
zombie
mixed
game.
reviews, hasn't it? Some people really love it, and some people think it's
Well, no, 'cause-
it's too.
Well, with most zombie
Cliche.
games, you've got a pause button. So if you're stuck somewhere, you can pause it, have to think about how you're going to do it, or switch weapons or whatever. Zombie U, there is no pause button. So literally everything has to be done while zombies are coming at you. So it's all very quick paced.
Straight away, I don't think I'm going to like it.
You're going to lose patience on
I
it
think,
straight away.
For me, there's two games that do it: Rayman and Avengers. Because
I
I
looked
played
at
Rayman,
Rayman.
and it's a great game.
Rayman was
Absolutely
very
awesome.
good on it.
And the music on it, I was really surprised.
Mm.
It's really decent play. And the Avengers, from what I've seen of trailers and looking at the box and that, I think that's going to be a pretty kick-ass game as well.
Also, the Avengers.
Avengers Alliance. The only problem I've got with it, on the back of the case, is a picture of Cap booting the Hulk, and the Hulk is flying backwards. And I'm just thinking to myself, well, that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, you are right. I watched a video. Apparently, that I watched a video that Stan Lee was playing it, the Avengers game on the Wii. I think he was playing it on the Kinect actually.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious. I mean, the guy's like, he's 90 years old. He just turned 90 recently, and he was playing this game and he's been the Hulk going. Oh, I just thought it was absolutely hilarious.
Genius.
Absolute genius. You can make any game look great, I suppose.
What, just make Stan Lee?
Just make Stan Lee play Duke Nukem Forever and we're all happy, you know?
I'd play a game based on Stan Lee. He's a legend.
Well, you can on one of the Amazing Spider-Man DLCs. You can get a skin for Stan Lee and swing through the city as Stan Lee. That's really cool. I thought it was really funny. We've been talking about the Wii U. Now,
No.
next topic. This is a big game for this year. This has been anticipated for years and years. Well, probably ever since the fourth one came out. GTA 5. Woo! Yeah! Can't f***ing wait to see this game and play it.
This has been turned up to a 15. Great.
Parental advisory. Is this
The number one anticipated game for 2013.
Oh, definitely.
3 characters.
Yeah,
A
but I know-
map that's the size of Red Dead Redemption number 4, and is it Vice City?
San
I think
Andreas.
is it San
San
Andreas?
Andreas, Red
All of
Dead
them
and
combined.
Vice
I
City.
mean, what kind of a map is that?
Well, that's why
That's just gonna
they've
be
done
stupidly
3
big.
characters. And
Yeah.
the amazing thing about 3 characters is that what I was expecting first time when I heard 3 characters, I thought it was just going to be you'd be able to switch between, but they'd just be like stood there, just waiting for you to play. But they're
3
actually
stories.
They're
But
getting
they're
on with their own lives.
they're getting on
and-
with their life, so you can come onto one of them. They can just be like sat on the John. And you have to wait for him to get up and finish,
They're gonna
and then
crack.
you can go off. It's just like genius.
Very looking forward to it.
I've not played any since Vice City, but I'm more than willing to give it a go. It does look really good from what
Yeah,
I've seen.
you're the only one that hasn't really. I mean, I showed you GTA 4 recently, didn't
Yeah,
I?
We played that online a lot, didn't we? Very good.
But I'm definitely looking forward to this game.
Well, I mean, the 3 characters, again, you can switch between missions as well. I mean, there's one mission, you're in a helicopter, one's got to pilot down, one's got to distract the cops so that you can complete the heist, and you can choose to do whatever. You can either be pilot, you can be the guy abseiling down, or you can be the guy taking on the cops.
The biggest point is the multiplayer. I want to see it done like Red Dead was done on multiplayer, but I want more this time. I want to be given more, because the problem is with Red Dead, you were given a selection of stuff to do, and there is a lot of stuff to do. But once you've done it all, that's it. There's nothing really much else to do unless you just repeat yourself. And I want GTA to keep following it on, and that's where the DLC should come into play. There should be some. When they bring out these DLCs, they should do more areas, new areas to explore, new quests to do, and all this kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, with it, I mean, they've only said it in Los Santos, so for DLC, I reckon they should wait a couple of years, really develop it, and then do San Fierro and Las Venturas, so they got the whole of San Andreas again.
Sure, yeah. But let's see. It's very, very exciting, and probably at some point we'll give you a proper review once we get the game and play the game. But we've been talking about video games and consoles. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's now Read of the Month. We are going to talk about Avengers Disassembled, published by Marvel Comics. This one was written by Brian Michael Bendis and artist David Finch. Fantastic book. What did you think of it?
Hawkeye's not dead.
Well, that is the end. That's the speculation. I suppose, yeah.
Technically, he is dead at the minute.
No,
he's
he's
not.
not. He got captured.
No, he's dead at the minute. He comes back later on in House of M.
Well, this is the pinnacle book of where the Avengers literally disband. The Avengers, as we know, the Avengers disband. After this, it follows on from
New Avengers.
New Avengers literally follows on afterwards. Also, Captain America: Winter Soldier, and Ultron. Ultimatum. That's the one. Yeah. And also House of M happens afterwards as well. This kind of leads up to House of M, but. It's a fantastic bit. It's actually a pretty depressive book, isn't it? It's a pretty depressing one.
No, there's bits in it that are depressing, but there's also bits in it where the whole B-list Avengers team comes together and they're all like, yes, the Avengers call came out and we're all here. And you see how big the Avengers family really is.
Yeah.
And yes, you've got your core team, but then all these other people that have come in over the years.
Sure, yeah. I mean, that picture where they're all together outside the mansion, that's a fantastic picture. And like you said, it shows that the Avengers is not just a team. It's everybody. Everybody. It's an idea. Everybody is an Avenger.
I'm an Avenger.
It doesn't matter whether you're part of the Avengers or you've been and left or anything like that. Everybody's banded together.
Once an Avenger, always an Avenger.
Exactly.
Ezio should be an Avenger.
Here we go. Oh.
Didn't take long, ladies and gentlemen. Ezio to pop into the conversation.
Yes. But the art is fantastic in this.
Drawings are fantastic.
David
thoroughly
Finch
enjoyed it.
Fantastic.
David Finch as a penciler, I think, just rocks out. I think this is absolutely epic artwork. It really is.
I mean,
detail.
What about the bit where She-Hulk rips up the Vision, and the
That's pretty cool.
exquisite detail is amazing. She rips him and there's guts flying and robot bits and everything. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And it looks really gory, but then you think the Vision is a robot. But he does it to such tensity that it feels like he's human and that it's actually quite gory. It feels quite gory.
I felt
really
it
like
myself whilst reading this. I had to look down.
You took it quite literally, did you? Yeah. But the writing again is Brian Michael Bendis is flawless. With his
Pretty
writing,
much anything Bendis touches is gold.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, his House of M was wonderful, and he
the
did
Ultimate Universe.
Yeah, he did Ultimate Spider-Man, and the New Avengers is fantastic, and really, really great piece of writing in this book, especially. But what I really loved, how cleverly paced this book was. It's almost as if they were going through the history of the Avengers in one day. You know, Scott Lang dies, Jack of Hearts blows him up at the beginning, so they're experiencing the loss of a member already. A comrade already, you know.
Then they lose the Vision.
The Vision, which they have done numerous times before,
and they apparently lose Hawkeye.
And they apparently
Not too late today.
But then, once the Vision dies, Ultron comes up. But not just one Ultron, like 7 other Ultrons arrive. And they're going through this history of themselves, in a sense. And it's very, very cleverly done, I think, on that behalf.
And then it's like the Avengers' worst day, because after that, you've got the Kree attack.
Yeah.
A huge alien attack in the middle of New York. And it's just so big in scale that it just rocks. It really does. And you see everybody fighting as hard as they can.
Yeah, for their lives essentially, and for the sake of the world. And also as well, it's not a bad guy that's doing all the damage. It's one of their own. It's the Scarlet Witch. It's one of their own.
Absolutely.
One of their own members. One of their best friends. You know,
but
it's causing the trouble. But it's not
that
her
she's
fault.
evil.
Yeah.
She's
You
had a
won't be
mental
invited to the
breakdown,
Christmas party.
and you kind of feel sorry for her.
Yeah, absolutely. I loved how Iron Man at the end was like, I can't fund the Avengers anymore, and
Tony Stark has run out of money.
I've run out of money, but it's such a pinnacle point where they've literally cut his gonads off. You know, it is like that. It is. It's like I can't do it anymore. You know, I literally can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And that's what he was all about. He was all about the money.
Because they're finishing, at the end, they go through the Avengers' best moments. They all pick a moment in the Avengers history and they talk about their favourite moment.
Yeah.
And some of them weren't even there for those moments. And it's like, from right back in the first incarnation of the Avengers, all the way up to present stuff, and it's just so good. And you actually feel really sorry for them right at the end when they're standing in front of that huge crowd announcing that the Avengers is over.
Yeah. We've been talking about Avengers Disassembled, published by Marvel Comics, written by Brian Michael Bendis and David Finch. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here, we're going to do a little thing called recommendations. Here we bring in something that we're going to recommend to the world. Yeah, I went a bit too far.
Well, you say well,
Yeah.
all 40 people that are
Well, yeah, all 40
this.
people are going to be watching this. We've got something here for you to for us to recommend to you. So, Matt, what do you recommend?
For me, it's a recent purchase. Graphic novel series called X-Men vs. Apocalypse. Now, it's a very old series, so it's quite hard to get hold of, but if for any X-Men fan out there, it is a must-read. I mean, there's 2 volumes, and they basically, it's one huge story arc. I mean, it's a good day's worth of reading if you read constantly. Apocalypse wants to take over the world and become a god, so he's using the power of the 12 to make himself a god, and he can control time and space, and he goes to all these alternate realities, and the X-Men are up against it worse than they've ever been before. And it's such an epic read, even though it's so long, it'll keep you interested the whole way through. And if you're an X-Men fan, it is a got to read.
Thank you very much, Matt. Cookie, what do you recommend for this episode?
I recommend a YouTube show. It's called Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Oh, fantastic show.
Awesome!
For any Dragon Ball Z fans out there, I mean, even if you're not a Dragon Ball Z fan, you can probably enjoy it still. But if you are a Dragon Ball Z fan and you have a sense of humour, it is a must-watch. Because, quite frankly, Team 4 Star are geniuses and have redubbed it all, and it is just hilarious.
Fantastic stuff. What do you recommend, Carl? What have you got? You've got a statue by the looks of things.
I bought in a classic Joker. He is from the DC Universe Online game, which you can play on PC and PlayStation.
It's a cracking game. I
Which
love the
is
game.
a very
Absolutely awesome
cracking game, I must say. Very, very cheap as well, I must say, the statue. Very, very good price, about £50,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
It's a must buy if you're a Joker fan, definitely.
The attention to detail on it is
That's fantastic.
It's a lovely piece of work there. It's actually quite light as well. Very nice.
It's one of the polished down ones, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it does look very nice. Well, I've got a comic book series here that I'm going to recommend. One of the Star Wars series by Dark Horse. This is called Star Wars Invasion. It's a 3-part series. For any Star Wars fan out there, if you haven't read any of the comic books or the novels or anything like that, and you want to know more, this is the book to read. It basically takes place after the movies, Return of the Jedi. And this alien race called the Yuuzhan just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Yuuzhan. Basically, you've guessed it, want to take over the galaxy. What else? Luke Skywalker at this point is a Grand Master. He's established the Jedi Order, and he finds this young lad who's a prince of this planet that the Yuuzhan take over, and he's force sensitive, this young kid, and he trains him, and they go through this epic journey to fight the Yuuzhan, which are a ruthless race, and basically taking over planets and colonising planets. But it's a fantastic read. I really do recommend it for any Star Wars fan that's never read any further on universe material, or for anybody that has and hasn't checked this out. It's well worth the read. That's what I recommend. Next up, question time. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's question time. This is going to be something before we finish today. I've got a question for all of you guys that I'd like to have answers from. And by the way, if you like what you hear, throughout the whole episode, if you want to like ask any questions or any answers of your own, we'd love to hear them. Let us know. You'll see the links for the Facebook page and Twitter page and email and all of that will be on there in a minute. So
Do it.
Do it. And we need you fans out there because we love you. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it depends who they are. We need a penny, man. We need a penny. Like
We do
Big
need
Bang
a penny,
Theory.
yeah.
Like Big Bang Theory. We need a penny, man.
From
I
the
am,
wig.
I am not Raj, okay? Let's just put it that way.
Get Matt to throw on a wig, there you go.
But basically, this question that I've got, which you created very kindly, thank you very much, Cookie. The question goes as follows. You're in a zombie apocalypse. A zombie apocalypse is happening. Which 4 originated video game characters would you have as a team alongside you? Matt, would you like to start?
Right, well, just for his zombie slaying past, Sergeant Nikolai
From Resident Evil 3.
from Resident Evil, because he is a badass.
Doesn't he die?
He does die, yeah.
As long as you can keep him on your side, he is a badass, and he's just well worth having.
He is a very good character, actually.
Still let the slide down in my eyes.
Number 2 would have to be Tomb Raider, because A, eye candy, and B, she's pretty handy with a weapon.
She'd be pretty good at those puzzles as well.
Oh yeah, exactly,
You know.
exactly.
Yeah.
Number 3 would be Sonic the Hedgehog. No, seriously. A fast bloke, you know, he could pull all
Fast
the
bloke, he's a hedgehog.
Well, fast hedgehog then. But no, he could like pull them away, he could be bait, he'd never be caught. And if you need to run out for supplies, just send Sonic.
Right, zombie team. Sonic.
No, seriously, Sonic is good.
No, that's fine. It's
My
fine.
fourth person then.
My 4th person would be Kane from Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, because you know you need some magic on your side, don't you? And he's a badass. So there you go. That's my 4.
No, nice one. Cookie, who would you have as your team?
First up, John Marston from Red Dead Redemption. Again, same reason with the Resident Evil 1. Has experience with zombies. Second one, Starkiller from
Star Wars. Yeah,
Force
interesting.
Unleashed.
Yeah.
Just because force power. Like
He's
you
a
said,
very,
need
very,
magic,
very powerful Jedi. Or
good,
Ansith.
good close range. Third one is, I believe his name is Foley, who is the medic / sniper from Conflict Desert Storm. Just so I have a medic. I have a medic on the team in case any of us get hurt. And fourth but not least is Durnavir, who is a dragon that helps you in Skyrim. So I have a dragon on my zombie team.
And you were taking the piss out of it because you picked Sonic.
You went for a dragon.
Yeah, I think dragon trumps Sonic.
Yeah, if you can catch him. Thank God there's no Ezio.
Oh dear. Carl, who would you like? Who would you have in your team?
Well, yeah, I'm going to have Leon Kennedy because he's been there, he's done it. He's not dead. He's still alive.
He's a boy.
No, he knows it. Look, don't argue with me. That's what I'm going with. I got to go for Dante as well.
Oh, from Devil May Cry.
Yeah, got to go with Dante as well. I mean, he kicks ass. He's got he's got a nice sword, good guns. Yeah, I know he kicks some ass for me.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm going to agree with Matt as well. I'm going to go with Lara Croft.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you always need a bird on your team.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You always need a bird on your team.
Dragon
And also, I'm going to go with Samus as well.
Sam?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. I think she'd be a great asset to the team. With that suit as well. Kicks ass.
Right. Awesome. Well, for me, I would. I've got to have Serious Sam on my side because if there were hordes of zombies, he's the perfect choice because the whole point of the game is that he goes through endless amount of hordes of enemies. So he's the perfect choice to take on a horde of zombies easily. Second of all, I would have Jill Valentine.
Eye candy again.
Eye candy again, and she's been in the situation, and if we bumped into the nemesis, she'd know what to do. That's all I could say.
Yeah,
Well,
Really.
you wouldn't really want to bump into this.
Well, no. Well, if I had Serious Sam, he's take on some pretty hefty villains here and there. The next one I would probably have is Nathan Drake from Uncharted, because he constantly cheats death, no matter what. And him and Jill could indulge themselves in the puzzles like in Resident Evil, while me and Sam have
themselves,
yeah, well, yeah, they could. And me and Serious Sam could just have a cigar and just shoot some zombies, you know, and do some whatever and everything. And I'd probably have to agree with you. I'd have Samus as well, because she is awesome. I love that character. She's wonderful. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you again next time. Take care. Thank you very much. Peace.
If you like what you heard and saw on this episode and you would like to send your own nerdy little questions, then the nerds would love to hear them and answer them for you. To do this, either email us at questionthenerd@hotmail.co.uk, tweet us at questionthenerd, or Facebook us at Nerdminister Question type Facebook page. And remember to like and subscribe on the Morty Vicar Please YouTube channel.